Well, Bosa is at OTAs. He got the big contract last year. He's there working out. Everything is fine. Not fine for Brandon Aiyuk. And another guy not at OTAs, a certain guy by the name of Christian McCaffrey. Here is head coach Kyle Shanahan addressing the fact that neither McCaffrey nor Aiyuk are present at OTAs.
No, just like everyone else, it is voluntary. I mean, I'm not too concerned about Christian, but no, he hasn't been here.
I know these are optional, but how are you feeling about Brandon's situation?
I mean, same as I do about all these guys that aren't here. I mean, I wish they were here, but it's something that's part of the business, and anytime it's part the business part, you try to respect it, stay out of it as much as possible, and look forward to the days when we can just focus on football.
Coaches have to be careful. They can't say anything that would suggest that these sessions aren't voluntary. It's kind of a stupid rule, but that's the way it is. We all know that if you really care, you should be there. Coaches have gotten in trouble in the past for creating the impression that it's mandatory. But behind closed doors, they create the impression it's mandatory. They expect the guys to be there. If you care about your profession, if you care about the team, they expect you to be there. And when a guy's not there, yeah, you'd rather he be there. You'd rather he be there working out under your supervision instead of on his own or out doing something else. Now, he was asked about McCaffrey, whether or not he was gone for contract reasons, and he wouldn't get into that. He's getting married as well. He either has gotten married or he is getting married.
It's coming up. I can't remember if it just happened. I can't remember because I had somebody tell me recently, and I can't remember exactly the details there.
The reality, though, is, and I caught wind last year of the possibility that during the season, McCaffrey was going to say, hey, we got to do something about the contract. That never happened, or if it did, it never came to light. He's due to make $11.8 million this year. That's underpaid. And he plays a position where that candle's going to burn out sooner than later. He was drafted the same year as Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is going to be playing many years beyond the time McCaffrey's career has ended. So this may be his last shot to get an adjustment. And it's never ideal to go back and ask for more. I don't think he's gotten any sort of adjustment since he was traded.
No.
They may have moved some money.
He's still the highest paid running back in football.
I
mean, you know.
And he should be.
Yeah. I mean, 3 years after he signed the contract. It's kind of amazing to a degree, right, that nobody's one-upped him here, and it's a bigger subject about the running back market altogether. Hey, there's got to be I'm sure he'd like a little bit more guaranteed, a little more something to protect himself there. But, damn, there's a fine line or a sweet spot. I will say that. I mean, he is a running back, right? They are paying him big-time money. He is locked up this year and next year with making pretty big-time money, right? So where is that sweet spot? I don't know. I don't think this is contract-related. I don't think yet. I don't think McCaffrey would go by it this way. As I texted you last night, I think the wedding thing was part of it, right? And, you know, again, this is a guy where I don't think I'm speaking out of turn, and I can say this because Shanahan has said this to me. He ain't worried about Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey's one of those guys where, like a Bosa we just talked about, he knows. He's the kind of guy who's almost got to be like, hey, you don't need to do your 7th workout today. Back off. Like, you know, I mean, he is cutting edge on everything. McCaffrey is going to become the Brady of running backs, right? How you hear Bijan Robinson, we saw him at the Super Bowl, him talking about that. He has taken it to another level as far as diet, workout, you know, full-time trainer, track coach, right? He's got an MAT guy, muscle activation technique. He's got active release treatment and ART. He's got it all going on. So that is a guy that I don't think Shanahan is worried about, and he doesn't need to see Christian McCaffrey run through the C gap in OTAs and know he can still do it. And, you know, in a lot of ways too, Mike, when he does come back in the building, I think the coaches will like that because it's like, hey, it's day 7 or 6 of the OTAs. McCaffrey's back in. It gave us a little juice. It got everybody going again, and there's that benefit as well.
He was the 8th overall pick in 2017. The Panthers paid him after 3 seasons, April 13, 2020. They gave him a 4-year, $64 million extension. He is signed for 2 more years. That deal hasn't been altered in the aftermath of the trade that brought him to San Francisco from Carolina. But even though he's the highest paid running back, there's a point where you transcend the position. He is the offense. He's the core. He's the guts. He's the heart of the San Francisco offense. And there's an irony to it because the Shanahan offense is all about interchangeable parts at running back. Well, except when you find one who's the best in the NFL, then you ride him. And you look at what he did last year. He was phenomenal. All I know is at some point last year, there was maybe a thought that during the season there would be a please, sir, may I have some more moment.
Right.
And I think that's part of the challenge for McCaffrey. You can be so all in with everything that you hurt yourself by not saying at the right time, I want what I'm entitled to. That's where he and Nick Bosa are different. Because Bosa will say, I'm all in, I'll do everything I need to do, but I want what's mine. And I'll stay away until I get what's mine, and he did that last year.
Yeah, no, I think so. And you know, again, Bosa's contract situation was he had yet to be paid that big day yet, too. So I think it was a little difference there. But, yeah, do I think that, you know, we're getting close to the time where, McCaffrey and his group might talk to the 49ers and go, hey, I think we need a little more sweetener or a little bit more of a guarantee here or there. I mean, I'm with you in that, and I can certainly see that being part of the conversation. Aiyuk, on the other hand, like, we're not seeing him. That's not happening. So everybody, they should just stop wasting their breath. Until he gets a new deal, he ain't coming around. That's not happening, so we shouldn't expect to see him at any point during OTAs.
He could still be traded.
Yeah.
He could still be traded.
Right.
That's a possibility as well. Even though it didn't happen before the draft, it could still happen.
No, they drafted a receiver at 32, and if somebody goes down in training camp or looks at their team and goes, damn, we're not good enough for this position, I would think the Aiyuk trade thing is still on the table in some shape or fashion there.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.